This annual conference is but one example of this organization's great work. The conference has grown from 200 to nearly 2,000 participants in just 6 years and is the largest autism and disability rights conference in Los Angeles.
If nothing else, in 6 years, we've learned that if you have a serious injury, you don't sit quietly on the back of the bus with your hands in your lap and hoping that someone notices you. You don't even sit on the front of the bus. Instead, you drive the bus as best you can to where you need to go. A few months ago, the California Department of Developmental Services revealed a startling statistics. It revealed a disparity between the funds leveraged to help young children with autism who just happen to have different skin color. A $5,100 gap in support between African American and white children, and a $3,000 gap between white and Latino children. We at SNN are committed to being both a first responder and first to arms in the fight for an equal voice and equal funding. Our families ask that our kids get the same equal funding and treatment offered to the sons and daughters of our state's most privileged citizens. See, we didn't ask the governor to lower the ceiling for other kids, but we did ask him to raise the floor for all kids. The Board of Supervisors responded by directing First Five to spend close to $1 million on diagnosis and intervention services in disenfranchised Black and brown communities. I have the honor of introducing a very, very special lady, a very good friend of Special Needs Network, the incomparable Charlene Woodard. Charlene is an extraordinary actress and playwright, and she's written an original piece that celebrates the life of Trayvon Martin, Stephen Watt, and other children who have lost their lives to senseless violence.
Every summer, Fred and his group of friends took their families to Nantucket for the entire month of August. Fred said Jason is arriving on the last ferry tonight, so he'll be getting in late. He doesn't want to wake the house. I woke from a deep sleep to a commotion outside. A police car was parked in the driveway. 2 police officers were struggling with Jason. Fred was yelling, "Take those handcuffs off my son now! Get your hands off my son!" The officer said, "Judge Shapiro, we're sorry to bother you, but this man was loitering on the beach. He could be a threat to the community." Everyone screamed back, "The kids always sleep on the beach. The boy is 16 years old. Let him go!" Finally, Jason was freed. He barreled into the kitchen, collapsed into a corner at my feet, trembling with rage. And he roared, "Why didn't anybody tell me I would grow up to be a Black man?" Marion Wright Edelman, president of the Children's Defense Fund, said, "If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving." Thank you.
Now to the business of healthcare and education. We're hosting a discussion about how we can better serve our kids and protect them. Joining us for this panel are the city and state's foremost policy, health, and legal authorities.
When a disparity ties to race, there is no reason in logic for us to understand why that disparity exists.
I think it's clear that we have to try to shift some revenues. We're going to be hard-pressed to find new money, but I think we need to do a better job in allocating the resources that we have. And we can't just be relying on the public sector. And so we've got to be identifying the foundation support, the private sector support, to leverage resources in ways that we haven't before.
The budget document is much like your budget at home. When you look in your check registry, you pay for what's important to you. As a legislator, this administration, the budget is a value statement. We should be paying for what's important to all of you.
You can get somebody's services if you're bullish enough and heroic enough. But you should not have to be a bull or a hero to get your person's services. We need to establish a culture of prevention and early intervention so that it's part of the system. And we need to understand and establish a culture of coverage, of health coverage.
Workers who provide health care services every day are still without quality health care themselves.
But what does it mean to raise the quality of life and cause no child to think he or she is less than the next child because of his or her own immutable differences? We are in the most endowed environment anywhere in the United States of America. And I'm going to be proud when this organization and its network can stand forward and provide the kind of leadership that is already providing to make a huge difference in the life of those that is its cause and target.
Are you willing to join us on this journey? Are you willing to help us renew our commitment to education, advocacy, and promoting public policies that serve our community and put our children on the pathway to equality? Are you ready?